detail.
Not yet. My side. Maybe a slight delay. See how.
Okay, YouTube should be up. Facebook not yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm using another one.
Under page, right? Under page, right?
Yeah, under page. Your StreamYard is multi-stream is easier, so this one is. Okay, so the Facebook group done. Now it's Facebook page not yet up. Hello. Okay, still got one. The page not yet up. Now it's inside the Facebook group.
Oh, group.
Okay.
I will share from page, right?
No, the page actually is not yet up. Don't know why. Still.
So I share from group. You want me to shift to group?
Just share from the group.
Okay, I share from group. I go to the group because normally I share from.
See whether I can ask them to join the group.
Yeah, ask them to join the group. Yeah, group is up. Yeah, four online in the group. So I join from.
Hey, hello everyone. So today I think a bit different. So due to the page haven't up yet, so I'm using a new software. So new software, new things. So they have new glitch. Okay. So but never mind. I think we are live on YouTube. Okay, and also our Supermind Live Academy Facebook group. Okay. So for those who are not yet joined us, I think is you can just join the group. Okay. So I think we share out the group. So now the page while waiting it whether it can up or not. So still waiting. Okay. So Corinne, can you check whether the stream the video is it okay?
The video is up. Hi, good evening, everybody. The video is up in the Facebook group. Yeah, it's up in the Facebook group, but it's not yet up in Facebook page. The video is up. Everybody, the video is up in the Facebook. But because Leslie, because it's in Facebook group and I cannot share over. I cannot share out of the group.
Okay, so you cannot say out.
Share out of the group. Yeah, people have to be the member to view. Either I shift to Live Navy Karen or Supermind. The share button is not there, so we cannot share out the.
Okay.
Cannot share out the video. We still need to go on live in over page.
Okay. So the page I'm not sure is still loading. Okay. Okay, still loading.
So let me cross check.
So is the video stream the video? Is it video okay? Smooth.
Video okay, smooth. Video okay, smooth. Video okay, smooth.
Not sure why. Okay. So maybe I think
there's nothing up in the page yet. Over the page.
Yes, here is not up yet.
Because group, if they are not in the group, they cannot see. And again, cannot share into my personal or Peter's personals, so that or Dr. Ellison personals, so that friends can see from there. Hello, good evening. So those who are in Supermind Life Mastery Academy Facebook group friends, if you would like to share these videos with your friends, can you ask them to join the groups now. Help us to invite them to join the group so that they can view the video for tonight. The topic by Dr. Alison Tan, how to prevent and treatment for COVID-19. Okay, so this is a very important video sharing for tonight, and you can ask, the most important thing is you can ask all questions you want, all doubts that's in your mind, to remove your fear unnecessarily, or what is the best precautions, because it seems like beside the critical virus has been attacking the physical body, but there's a lot of fear that has been ruining our immune system psychologically or physically. Okay, so do help us to invite your friends, okay, to be in the group while Leslie is working on the sharing over Facebook page. Okay, definitely do help us to share and invite friends into group, because the group functions right now, we cannot share the videos into our individual walls or page and so on, while Leslie is working on the
I think we just
appearing.
continue to do it on the group. Is it okay?
Do it on the group, and then later
Ask them
to share.
to join the group.
Okay, so what you can do is, I may need a favor of you. You can just copy the Facebook address. Okay, can follow like below. Okay, the Facebook link below, and here you can share it with your friend from the link so that they can join in the Supermind Life Mastery Academy group. So from there, they can see for tonight's very important topics and sharing. Okay, so can I ask the favor from you, those who are online, to share this? Okay, to share this with your friends, to invite them to join Mastery Life Supermind Life Mastery Academy group. Yeah, this is a group. Normally we forecast the broadcast from the page, so that will be very helpful. Okay, thank you very much. And I think without further ado, let us start the topics tonight, since we're already a bit late due to some technical challenge. Okay, because it's more or less the same like the pandemic virus. Technology also changes rapidly over time. Before we learn something and the technology have changed, so does our environment. So right now we just have to go with the flow, changing, adapting to the environment and technology and everything. So the topic for tonight is how to prevent and the treatment for COVID-19. This is episode 85, okay, 85, on how to prevent and treatment for COVID-19 by Dr. Alison Tan. So we'll be supported by Dr. Peter Yee, myself, Karine, and Leslie. Okay, may I just invite Dr. Peter Yee to have a few words?
Oh, okay. Thank you, Karine. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Actually, we just completed second lesson for the Superconscious Mind level 2. And we noticed that there are few of the students, they're so worried about COVID until cannot sleep. That is why I asked my missus whether she's willing to talk something about COVID. Since last few weeks, she has been very busy online, ignoring me altogether. So I know she's talking about COVID. This everything COVID in her mind. So she heard about it. She said, "Yes, why not?" Then I happily inform my gang There she is tonight. Okay, pass back to Leslie.
Okay, thank you, Peter. I think this is a very interesting topic, because yesterday we just have the free ticket for AZ vaccine. So not easy to get. I think I failed to get, but I got one fan able to register eight seat. Don't know how she do it. She do for in Johor. So I think after yesterday, the the people go for vaccine. I think previously, I think on the first batch, I think not a lot of people keen. Okay, but this time I think due to the high number, so today we have 7,800 something, if I'm not mistaken. So I think people are more aware and then getting more worried. Okay, getting more worried. So just like Peter say, I think more people cannot sleep because they cannot sleep due to they cannot go to work. They are afraid. And then also due to the high case and then a lot of news, a lot of death cases, I think something like that. So making people more worried. So I think this one is now I think today we have a very good Dr. Alison Tan here to share a lot of things with us so that we see how we can really see how to do this, okay, to prevent. And also, I think prevention is the best, okay, prevention is the best. And then what a view on the vaccine, okay. So let's not wait any further, so we can pass to Dr. Alison Tan to start today's session. So over to you, Dr. Alison Tan.
Thank you, Leslie. Today, this topic, I think everyone also very much into it. So the moment we hear COVID, initially I remember I hear COVID is like very distant from my place. So we are very relaxed now. So as time go on, then I realized that COVID is getting closer to my place. Then around my area, the bank also bar us from going in. And then they closed down temporarily because of COVID infection. And then I also realized that the fear element is really very obvious, even among my patients. When they come and see me, the very first thing is I see no more fever cases. They all disappear. They don't get sick anymore, which is a very good sign. They try not to get sick. So if they get sick, they probably will not drop into GP clinic. A lot of time, that's why you see the pharmacy is mushrooming everywhere, because people's public rather go to pharmacy to buy some counter medications, over-the-counter medication, other than seeing doctors. You label them as COVID patients, or we get them investigated. So with that in mind, then we really understand, this incident really make us realize there are a lot of things is not under our control, but we can learn how to minimize it, make our body healthier, and if we are in it, so that what are we going to do? So as we can see is that this unseen enemy, the so-called virus that enter our bodies. Our body is a battlefield. So once the unseen, this enemy enter our bodies, there's a lot of reaction in our body. So one way to win the war, other than our government's policy with all the health ministry advice on the usual social distancing, wearing masks, which are very good, hand washing and vaccinations. Those are the things, advised by our governments. But I thought that maybe we should do more, because our body is a battlefield. So how are we going to be very good in facing this unseen enemy in our body? So one of the ways is, for me, other than try to get infected by it through various means, is to build out our own immune system. That's where our body system, our body terrains, is how we should concentrate on, other than those basic informations. And then at the same time, I also find out that when this unseen enemy enter our body, one is already attacked, you produce a lot of waste product in our body. That's where you notice that there are a lot of so-called the words, what they call long COVID. It lasts for months, even years. They don't feel good. It is because after the battlefield, there are a lot of these remnants, waste product get stuck in the body. So we must learn how to get rid of them also. In what way? So that's where I would like to share with everyone. I mean, actually this COVID-19, if from what I read, they are just like a common cough, cold kind of virus. But the only difference is it's very infectious. So you see, people succumb to it are those people who have got other comorbidities, a very common, like diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, those chronic diseases people. So for us, our main responsibility is to change our diet and lifestyle habit, which I've been sharing all the time. So you cannot get away from water. That's the first thing. So if you're sick, from the story that we learned, drink warm water. Some people even go up to the extent of doing what? Nasal wash with the bamboo salt. Or some people go to the extent of doing inhalations with this steam water to inhale. I mean, it does help to a certain extent when your throat is not feeling well. You can do nasal wash. You can do steam inhalation with a clove. And then, how much water do you need to drink? Because as I say, to boost out your immune system, for your immune cell to be able to move around, you need water. And then you need to get rid of the toxin in your body, those waste products. Also, you need water. So a lot of time, we know water is so important, but sometimes we forget about it because we take it for granted. That's why I noticed lah. So like recently, I've got one patient suddenly come in, left upper chest, sudden spasm pain. It's very near to the kidney area lah. So the first thing I asked him, can you pee for me and let me see, look at your urine. I just want to make sure there's no blood in the urine because he looked like really in pain. And you know what? The color of the urine is dark brown. Then when I check with my dipstick, there's no blood. Then I asked him, how much of water you drink a day? No water. Forgot to drink. See or not? So by itself, water is very important. Then come next is the sleep. You see, if you don't sleep well, all body cannot function well. You just see that these people have got some function or some stressful activity. They cannot sleep at night. Or they go traveling, they are lack of sleep. Then the next 1 or 2 days, they're down with flu already. they're down with blocked nose, down with headache. So that shows how important is sleep. So one way is to find ways to sleep well, at least sleep until you wake up by itself. Or at least from the study on those people who are living well, healthy, and live quality of life all over the world. They have done a study, people tend to sleep around 7 to 8 hours. 1 hour less sleep means 1 hour shorter life. These are very common sense now, no? You might think, what is that to do with immune system? It is, because when you don't sleep well, your body don't have enough time to get rid of the toxin. Then next comes the acidity of body. So when your body becomes acidic, what happens? You get pain here, pain there, you get tired, you feel your leg is so weak. It's because your body too acidic, your blood flow cannot flow well. Then your army to attack the enemy cannot function very well. So that's why you need to make your body alkaline. That's where the diet comes in. So basically, to make the body alkaline, I give you a very general idea is make sure that you take 2 portions of colorful vegetables with 1 portion of protein and 1 portion of carbohydrate. This is for general consumption. Make sure that you have some good oil and good salt into it. And then there are a little bit of sharing about sugar. What I remember is they've done studies, when they put a microchip into the blood vessel, and then they study the action of this immune system, the immune cell. So when someone, before they take a can of soft drink, whatever can of soft drink, they measure the movement of this white cell. After you have drink it, they notice that the white cell become very sluggish for 5 hours. So can you imagine if you take a glass of any kind of beverages, which is full of sugar, it will slow down your immune system. Anything that causes sugar surge, your immune system will become sluggish. So they cannot get rid of the microorganism, either it's virus or bacteria. So that's why you notice or not, during any New Year, or especially Chinese New Year for me, after Chinese New Year, you see a lot of children, they tend to get sick. It's because of the festival, they tend to indulge in a lot of goodies, sweet stuff. So that's how they get sick. And then, of course, I'm sure in order to boost your immune system, find way to do exercise. Whatever exercise you like, because your system in your body that move the immune cell is through your lymphatic system. So, but this system has got no pump. That's why you need to do exercise. So when you exercise, you're actually pumping your lymphatic system. Then your immune cell will be able to travel around everywhere in your body to survey unwanted invader, to get rid of them. And at the same time, sunlight is so important. So try expose yourself as much as possible, or at least you really don't have time, measure your blood serum vitamin D. Make sure it's optimum, because this vitamin D is also modulating your immune system. That's why sunlight is very important. So people will wonder how frequent. As frequent as you like. Expose yourself to sunlight. Exercise at least 3 times a week. Sunlight half an hour. If you can each day, or whenever you have the time, alternate day is also good. But in order to find out whether you have enough of vitamin D, then you do the blood test. Exercise is not only good for moving the lymphatic system, it's also very good as a stress relieving method. That's how I experienced it. I remember when I was feeling a bit tired or down, I just on my YouTube on Zumba dance or yoga dance. So with the music and movement of the body, just about 20-30 minutes, your level of energy is already changed. You really feel good and relaxed. You just have to try it. See, because a lot of people telling me, when I see my patient, they say they have no time. Maybe they find it, the exercise is not so attractive, it's so boring. So you can go into the YouTube, and look for some other form of exercise that you like. Then come again is the waste disposal. Basically, is dispose of the rubbish from your body. You need to open the bowel at least once a day. If you can go 2 times, even better. Basically, again, is something to do with toxicity. If your body is full of toxic, it get reabsorbed back, Your rubbish bin that collect the waste product, if it's not evacuated on time, it will get absorbed back the toxin. Again, your body will become very acidic. So that boils down to acidic body. So your body acidic, your body will become very stiff. The blood flow will be impinged. When your blood flow slow, everything slow. Your immune system also low. See, that's why you see why nowadays people go into far infrared sauna so much, to hasten the movement of the blood flow, to sweat it out, to get rid of toxin, to get rid of the viruses or bacteria in your body through the heat. So for me, one of the ways that to make myself peace, not to worry, because I'm seeing patient every day. I don't know who is bringing whatever viruses into my office. So I normally make a point. I will do far infrared sauna before I go home. I sweat it out, I change my clothing, then I go back home. This is one of the ways. So at least my family member also do not get distressed seeing me coming home. And then I'm also very happy there is a time for me to take a rest, half an hour. Plus, at the same time, I can do detoxing. I mean, you can find a lot of other means, some other means like steam sauna around your area. You can also go for it. That's also one of the ways to combat the current issue. Then come again another famous one, what we call vitamin supplements. That also helps on our immune system. I think everyone now in pharmacy, the top selling product will be vitamin C. So even I myself noticed that vitamin D is moving so fast. Last time I used to order 1 bottle, 2 bottles. Now 10 bottles finish very fast in few days. Because we know the importance of vitamin D. So if you can, either you measure it or you just take a small dose of vitamin D, at least 4,000 IU, or you can go up to 10,000, depend on your blood serum vitamin D level. And then people might wonder how much vitamin C I should eat. There again, depend on your acceptance. Some eat up to 6,000 milligrams a day. It's still possible. Or some eat anti-bowel tolerance. But normally, 3,000-4,000 is good enough. Then you can also put yourself, add a little bit of probiotic, or you can take some fermented food to make your gut system full of good bacteria, because this bacteria will protect you. They'll create a lot of good hormone for you to sleep well. It will help you to digest a lot of toxin in your gut. It also will help you to fight against unfriendly microorganisms in your bowel system. Of course, zinc is also important. You can add zinc into it. And the other thing is you can optimize your hormones, especially your thyroid hormone, this thyroid here. So because I found out a lot of people are very low in thyroid, especially these people who take a lot of flour. Because we found out flour contains this, what we call bromide inside. This bromide will become a competitor to the iodine, which is needed to form thyroid hormone. So from my experience, few of my nieces, my niece and nieces, they came for a blood test. All of them have subnormal. They are not sick. You look at them, they look very normal, but their thyroid hormone is very subnormal. They are not optimum. So I suspected that probably they are taking too much of flour, because it's so common now to eat flour in the form of what? Bread, noodles, cookies. So invariably you find out, and then you don't take enough iodine product food. Like what? Those sea creatures, sea vegetables. Then again, there's another biggest issue is fear. When you're really very fearful, you're actually producing a lot of different hormones, especially the cortisol. If it's too much, you suppress your immune system. If it's too much, it makes you cannot sleep. Because when you sleep, you need to bring down your cortisol level. If your cortisol level up, you cannot sleep. So one of the ways is to how to calm down your fear. So then you must realize you must make this situation of this pandemic situation, you change it into a positive way of looking at it. It is time for me to learn how to make my body stronger through my diet and lifestyle. Instead of, you have fear is good thing, but you must convert them. A little bit of fear is good, but you must book it into a positive way so that you can make it a driving force for you to make your body healthier. So for my sharing here, it's my own sharing because I'm into this medical functional doctors groups. So we are very much exposed to these functional doctors from the overseas. So now I would like to share with some of the what we call prophylaxis protocol, prevention protocol. That means if you are exposed to to COVID environment, like now in Malaysia, in our Selangor state, it's about 1 in about 47 people, one will get COVID. That is the rate now. So it's very it's very high risk. So I would like to share with everyone, these are my own understanding. Then you can actually look into some more information, see if it go along with your idea, then you can also practice it. Because at the moment, our government is still doing trial on ivermectin. I'm not sure you heard of this. One of the medicine is actually anti-parasite. It's also antiviral medication. So this ivermectin is actually being used for a long time, more than 40 years. Even they got a Nobel Prize for it, whoever created this so-called ivermectin. At one time, because they noticed this one of the country in Africa, people around 50 years old, they all turn blind easily. It is because of certain parasite. They cause cysticercosis. They're actually attacking their eye, make them blind. So what happened that one smart guy actually created this drug called ivermectin that actually become very effective in treating this parasite. So lately, because of this pandemic, there are a lot of study done. They found out it also actually helps to get rid of the viruses or reduce the virus load. So, but at present moment, our health ministry is doing trial, which is going to take time. It must take months for it to get approved. But of course, if you are interested, you can actually go into Google, into these YouTubes. You key in Frontline COVID-19 Critical Care Alliance, Prophylaxis and Treatment Protocol for COVID-19. Then you can get to know a lot more about this protocol. And at the same time, you can also go into YouTube and learn more about ivermectin. One of it, I find it is quite useful, is called a game changer for COVID-19. You just key in ivermectin, a game changer for COVID-19. Then they will tell you a lot about ivermectin. So because I found out, as I work in the clinics, my girls, they are very sensitive to fever. My assistant in my clinic, the moment they hear somebody cough or runny nose, they all will get very stressed out. And their voice change. And lately, one of my girls had palpitation. She get very, very anxious over the news about COVID. So with this drug around, that I thought probably with so many studies claiming that it's so useful, so I started on them with their permission on this medication called ivermectin. And with that, probably psychologically, I found out they are happier. They are not so worried. And at the same time, if you look at this Frontline COVID Critical Protocol, they not only include ivermectin, they also have this vitamin D, which is about 1,000 to 3,000 IU, vitamin C, about 2,000 milligram a day, also zinc. But if you can't sleep, maybe you should look for melatonin, 6 milligram at night. For those already sick, already down with cough, cold, even they haven't done the PCR test, sometimes PCR also is not very accurate. If the PCR say no, you still have to treat yourself if you have cough, cold, or fever as COVID case. So then there's this another regime, early outpatient protocol. Again, this recommendation by this frontline COVID Critical Care Alliance, same thing, ivermectin, vitamin D will be higher dose, up to 4,000 IU. Vitamin C will be up to 6,000 milligram a day. Zinc will go up to 100 milligram a day. Quercetin is some kind of antihistamine. You can either get it from pharmacy or we have to compound it to reduce the allergic property in the body. And there's also melatonin. Plus, because this patient already have got symptom, we normally add aspirin because it tends to make the blood thicker. It tends to clot. So that's where the aspirin coming to thin the blood. So this is under one of the good protocol that you can follow. And of course, with that, maybe you should go into more information about this ivermectin so that at least that will calm our mind. For me, I myself, I noticed that recently I've got one of the patients down with very high fever, cough, cold. Not only one, there are two of them. I get their permission because I told them this ivermectin is not is not allowed to be used in Malaysia because we are still under study, under trial. But I get their permission. I told them it's very safe unless they're allergic to this ivermectin, or if they are on blood, any form of blood thinning product like heparin or coumarin, then they should not take it. So I from my experience, one of them is my assistant clinic. She was down with high fever. I give her one day one tablet. I get her to do sauna. I get her to take antihistamine. After third day, she's out. And I have another, this one is my patient. She also down with similar issue. I didn't even do the COVID PCR. I just presume they are actually having COVID infection. Just give them ivermectin, sauna, with all the vitamin D, vitamin C, the zinc, and now she's on day 11. She's doing very well. So this is my sharing, hopefully with a little bit of my exposure to COVID patient and my understanding about immune system in our body that will help all of us to go through this pandemic without fear. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ellison. So let's open for any questions. So I think, Karine, anything to add from Dr. Ellison sharing?
Yeah, I think I do agree with Dr. Ellison Tan that those days we think about COVID is that's some news, but it's like not around us. It's like people outside of us. And I think for this 1 month, we notice that it's like getting nearer, and that is like it is around us. and we have heard, friends, people that we knew, that somehow are very careful, but still again they get infected, and it's like, it's really around us. And this round is getting a lot more faster, a lot more fear. That's what we has discussed with Dr. Peter Yee last 2 weeks, is that the impact somehow is greater this round. We can feel it, Those days, like we hear about it, it's like, no, yeah, hearsay, that kind of thing. We still take care, but it's like hearsay. It's like nothing, because it don't really seriously impact you. And of course, it impact you in the sense, in terms of your lifestyle, the new norm, all the financial parameter, economy parameter that change, but somehow it don't really hit us. And right now it's very, very different in terms of the intensity. It's kind of like the psychologically attacking, or somehow it's like eating into the community, eating into every one of us. So I think by theory, we heard so much of that. So beside all the medical challenges or preventions that has been addressed by Dr. Alison Tan, is there anything that Dr. Peter Yee would like to add on the mental side? How to show, as this is so critically important, critically, drastically, we need to somehow, take these precautions, and how we can work on both physically and mentally towards ourselves, as well as our family members and the community. Dr. Peter?
Hey, thank you, Karin. From the mind perspective, for me, I also felt this round the impact is very strong, because many of about my age or younger died because of COVID. Really happened, no? Very close. So, however, since we are doing Supermind courses, for me, I know the COVID going on and so on. I do whatever prevention I can. I'm a bit lucky because I stay alone in Jandabai. Only monkey and hornbills around, very few human beings. So the probability of interaction, chances of getting the virus is very slim. And the other one, I tried not to involve or indulge in too much the negative news. This one I can see from all the cell groups, the property cell groups, Supermind cell groups. We have we form cell group for study learning group. So all them is fighting to get the COVID injection.
Yes.
Or vaccine. They're fighting for it. They're so scared and worried. So we should not go to that extent. From a mental perspective, try to minimize putting too much negative news in, because that creates stress that will lower down the immune system too. Try to change to a healthier lifestyle, more exercise, more meditation, communicate more with your own giant, solving problems like what we shared with our students lately, is how to use the mind to solve problems. So use logical mind, not so powerful. So we change the super mind, how to overcome the financial. Next week, this week, tomorrow, we talk about more about people, relationship, health, that sort of things. So for COVID thing, don't go in too much. You know this thing around, do something you need to do, and don't every day put in the COVID news into your mind. That's all from my side. Pass back to you, Leslie.
Okay, thank you, Karin and Peter. Yes, I think I have the same feeling. Okay, previously I think like me and Karin, we do sales, so we need every time our job is to 行街睇戲食飯飲茶. So I think previously I think we are very we slumber lah, so we still can go out and meet people. I think P and CMC also. I think we enjoy meeting friends. I think Peter also. I think we like to mix with people, friends. I think last week I think I feel the pressure. I think the pressure and then also the things like I think this time like friends die very close one. So just another level. Last time I think don't know who lah. So that people die lah, but don't know who lah. So it's a figure only lah. So now it's the people friend, and then I ask Peter, hey Peter, your friend died? Yeah, friend very close one. So then a Korean side got then here saw that, and then we see Facebook wow, this guy friends died or condolence, or then say you die very young. That person say you die very young, or very, and then the life is not. So I think it gives us some impact. I think wow, now it's very close very close. And then also the information shooting over here. Hey, wow, this vaccine good lah, vaccine bad lah. I think the first exact vaccine so I think not much people say I don't want I want to take the Sinovac, and then I'll choose then exact no good lah. Then they got people they blood clot then the one no one I prefer Sinovac or this or Pfizer for different kind of vaccine. But I think yesterday you can show see because due to the high number everyone rushing already until the system jam. So I think before that they open for the 60 okay, at the 60 one is still the system didn't jam. So the purple for, because I think they open two stage first stage is the for 60. So at the point I saw my friend, hey, you already registered for your parents or something? No, they don't want, they want Sinovac and then later they want this one not safe lah. So they have a lot of news talking about the vaccine is no good, and then this one, and then very confusing. Everyone is very confusing, very stressed. But now it's two things. Now it's either getting the vaccine fast or getting the COVID fast. And then, but now this time I think previously I think we heard people go in 14 days come up, okay, no problem. But now people go in, then they disappear already. So so the feeling is different, So I think previously I think I'll go in, never mind lah. After 14 days come out, okay lah, still can lah. Maybe just walk a bit chuan only lah. So not like that lah. So I think one question to Dr. Alison is, the vaccine. I think people now asking, is it really a solution for this COVID?
Challenging questions, $1 million worth of questions. This is $1 million worth of questions. I think all of our audience that have been following, this is the main area of concern after knowing what to do. The next is jab or no jab.
I think we have a question from one of our friends here. Hui Hui saying, is this a must to take the vaccination? Okay. Maybe I think we have few questions. I think I read it out.
We go through the question first prior to coming to that. Yeah, I think we go through other questions. Leslie, maybe you can go ahead with other question first.
Okay, so I think here another question is, Dr. Alison, can we get ivermectin from pharmacy without doctor prescription? Okay.
Because it's still dose now. You can only get it through, it's not endorsed. So we have compounding pharmacy who are actually producing it lah. But you have to understand the whole scenario, because our government have not endorsed it. They are still doing trial, which is going to take a bit of time. But you can still get hold of them lah, through the certain general practitioner who are actually have got some idea about this ivermectin, where to sort it out, then you'll be able to get it lah. But of course, there are some, like in Shopee, they are actually selling ivermectin, but it's for animals. So I'm not sure whether is it fit for human consumption or not. But I'm sure you can get it if you ask around any GP clinic around your area. and it's very cheap, and you don't need to take it every day. You only take it like once in a week. This is the latest one. Earlier, it was once in 2 weeks because of this mutation of the virus. Some of the suggestion now is once a week. Because they find out the viral load will be less, and then the intensity, the severity of this, the impact of this virus will be less if one contacted it. So you can try nearby clinic. If no, you can call me. We will find way how to get them. But I know there are some compounding pharmacy are actually they are compounding it But you cannot, because it's still not licensed yet to sell it as a drug for human consumption for COVID. But they use it for parasite Certain parasite cases like scabies, we do dispense this ivermectin. But because all these parasites are not so common in Malaysia, but you can still get hold of it. I hope I answer your question. You still cannot get hold, maybe you can call me. Then we will find way where to get it.
Okay, if you can't get it, then you can PM us, so then we can direct to Dr. Alison Tan how to get it, the ivermectin. Okay, so another question from Stephanie. I read the going right after getting COVID-19 scenario is very rampant and aggressive in India. I think she means that getting blind after getting COVID-19 in India. Is it something like that?
Blind. Never heard of blind.
Never thought of it, okay. So, okay, another one from Chu Xinhua. Can we prevent from sickness by applying Himalaya salt all over our body and shower it? Is there something like that? I think maybe the skin getting better. I mean, Himalaya salt.
Himalaya salt and the Indian belief, the cow dung and all that. Yeah, this is some side way. So everything we are open for discussion.
This one, or ham yi, I think become salt, then become ham yi. Salted fish, really. Okay.
Because I think we all get the infection through inhalation. It's into the nose, and then it gets stay into our throat, and then start doing all the action before they penetrate into our system. So for me, I think it will be much more logical. Of course, there are various means. I normally will apply castor oil into my nostril. I apply it onto my eye before I go to work. I notice it helps a lot in the sense because castor oil actually it helps to penetrate into the tissue around it, and then it helps to bring out unwanted foreign particle out from either from my eye or from my nose. So whenever I started use castor oil on those around my eye and my nose, I find out my this area getting very fresh and very easily take up all the unwanted foreign particle into my eye or into my nose. But this Himalaya salt all around the body, I could only think of probably if your body is warm enough, and then the minerals might sometimes be able to absorb into your body if you are lack of certain minerals. But whether it has got some antiviral, antibacterial properties or not, that I can't really tell. I haven't happened to look into it about this matter. But I do know coconut oil does help So I also tend to eat coconut oil every day, 2 tablespoons, stainless steel spoon, every morning. So because it has got the antiviral properties, those are the easily and cheap way, you see, that you can sort it out lah. I also add a little bit of cayenne pepper, add a bit of bamboo salt into my coconut oil, plus apple cider vinegar every morning when I drink.
So,
that,
Dr. Tan,
yes.
is this the laksa drink that you have been talking about for the last few episodes that since you introduced? Is that the laksa drinks early in the
Yes.
morning, empty stomach? Okay.
Yes. I
Okay.
always call it asam laksa drink.
Some laksa drink. Okay, I can type it down for you because I'm drinking it every morning. So without you knowing what is that, I type it down for you. Okay, no worries. I type it down for you.
So because cayenne pepper, it dilates the blood vessels. In fact, if you look into some of the demonstration or write up on cayenne pepper, sometimes it can actually help people who actually suddenly have heart attack. That can actually dilate the blood vessels. So it also can actually helps to heal your throat irritation, the cayenne pepper. So if you add cayenne pepper, you have coconut oil, antivirals, you have got this a lot of vitamin C from the apple cider vinegars. You also have a lot of minerals to dilate your blood vessel, to make your body alkaline, to improve the circulation through bamboo salt. I actually also add blackstrap molasses. So this blackstrap molasses itself, it actually help you to boost out your red blood cell. At the same time, it also seem to strengthen the kidney function because it's black in color. Anything black is good for kidney.
Okay, good. So another question by Teresa Ong. Is self-made fruit enzyme help in building the immune system?
Very good question. Actually, enzyme is very important in our body. There are two types of enzyme. One is the digestive enzyme. Another one is called cellular enzyme. So there are a lot of cell-made one are more into digestive enzyme. From my practice for so many years, for the last 20 plus years, I realized one day how important is enzyme in our body. Because you are what you digest, you know. So if you cannot digest your food, if you don't have enough enzyme to digest your food will get rotten in the alimentary, in your gut system. So when the food is not digested properly through your own enzyme, so when you supplement yourself with enzyme, is good idea to digest your food properly. Some of the self-made enzyme also contain good bacteria. It's also very good. It's a good practice. So then you can go on and talk more about how to make a good enzyme, what type of enzyme is good for what type. There are so many details, you can become an expert in enzyme also. But basically, I noticed that a lot of people get sick because they cannot digest their food properly. So the moment they cannot digest their food properly, the first thing they will tell you, they have giddiness, they have headache. Sometimes they even feel that they have heart attack. But the main issue is because maybe they overindulge in food, or maybe they cannot digest their food properly because they are too tired. So when you're too tired, you're supposed to eat easily digested food. Things like plant-based food, like vegetables and fruits is easier to digest compared to protein. So this is through my experience. Whenever my patient, sometime around after lunch, lunch normally about 12 to 1, then about 3 or 4, there'll be 1 or 2 patient, they come in very distressed. They don't tell you they have stomach issue. They always tell you they have giddiness, or they have severe headache, or whole body is feeling very uncomfortable. So a lot of time is to do with their digestion, because probably previous night they don't have enough rest. They're too tired. So early morning, whatever energy they have, they already use up. So by the time when they reach afternoon, they are a bit tired already. So then some more, they add some more food into their system. So that's where the time, the food get fermented and produce a lot of toxin. And again, depend on what food you eat, what bacteria eat, that kind of food, what bad toxin is being produced. Is sometimes it can give brain fog also. Depend on type of food you eat that cannot be digested. So digestion is another big issue. So enzyme is very good.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Alison. I think so. Enzyme is very good. Okay. So I think a question from Daphne. So just now I think the recipe for the asam laksa, the so-called asam laksa drink. So they take it. So we drink this asam laksa drink on empty stomach. Is it?
Yes, early in the morning.
Only in the morning lah. So before brushing your teeth also, or after, I think maybe after brushing your teeth.
Yeah, I've been doing that for 2 months, 3 months now. Dr. Alison, I think, about 3 months.
3 months.
Disciplinedly, because not going anywhere. So every morning I've been doing that.
So for those people who have a bit of sensitive stomach, they always say, oh, I cannot stand the sour lah. Then you cut down the dose.
What is the dose, Dr. Alison? Because I didn't write down the dose here. I add in for them. I've forgotten because to me, I am not so disciplined. To me, as long as I do, I hantam saja, I drink. So I'm okay. I'm not so disciplined. But for all the audience, I just about to ask you about the proper measurement or dosage.
I mean, there is no fixed dose lah, but the ideal one, we normally put like a dash of cayenne pepper, or up to about 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Depend if you can't take it because it's a bit of hot spice, just a short while kind of feeling, that you can start off with just a small dash and then you slowly increase it lah. And then the bamboo salt will be also a little bit a dash of it. It's not like fixed thing lah. But normally it's this apple cider vinegars. You can go up to 2 standard steel spoon.
I put 3 about. I'm overdosed by it. I got sourness, that's why.
Then you can take this virgin coconut oil, 1 to 2 standard steel spoon. Then you can put 1 teaspoon of this blackstrap molasses. This actually, I call it as a minor liver detox now. It helps your liver to squeeze up the extra bile in the liver early in the morning to start off the digestion when you take your breakfast. And at the same time, when the bile being squeezed out, it actually brings along a lot of toxin that is being produced over the night by the liver to come out from the liver system, go into your gut system. So indirectly, it actually flush out unwanted things, especially your cholesterol. This extra cholesterol, those waste products that get dissolved in the fat tissue and the fat that get into bowel system also and then being discharged up from the gut system. So it's a good habit lah, if you can practice it. That also take me a long time to understand it. When first and I got to know about this asam laksa drink, I find it is sort of kind of weird kind of advice. many years ago. Not until one day it struck my mind. I said, oh, this is what really important. You see. So sometimes, a lot of times, it takes some time for us to accept this kind of new habit. But as you keep learning, to take care of your body terrains, along the way, you pick up the good habit and add into your lifestyle. Then you see as time goes on, you have many, many good habits, and your body will be getting healthier as you change. Don't go back to your old self. So always progress. Channel your stress energy into a good habit. So then you got no time to worry because you are doing a lot of good things for your own self. But of course, need time, need commitment to do all this.
Dr. Alison Tan, I received WhatsApp urgently asking for this famous Chinese capsule kind of 莲花清瘟笑什么 whatever, I don't know how to read.
Okay, 胶囊.
胶囊, okay, 胶囊 is the capsule, right?
Yes,
胶囊
yes,
is capsule. So 莲花清瘟 is 瘟疫, right? 瘟疫. So 莲花清瘟胶囊. This is of course, it's not registered under Malaysia bylaw, and a lot of people are somehow managed to get it, whether is original, patented, or generic. Somehow there is quite a fair bit over online, and people have kind of like, widely use it. Take it like a precautions or like a Panadol based kind of thing. So even though Dr. Alison Tan, you are not very much into this Chinese medicine, but very much into the whole wellness preventions. What is your view about this? I think this is not typed in our Q&A, but I would just like to ask about this, just to clear everybody's doubts.
You see, for me, I'm very open. I mean, to me, it is so artistic, in managing a certain problems. There are many ways. The Indian's way, the Chinese have Chinese way. You see, but for me, being a medical doctor, I'm much more exposed to those hands-on. People have done studies, and then they will show proof to me, you can really, you will see some effect on it. But when it comes to this, I really cannot comment. You see, unless they've done some form of using this to do some form of studies, show proof it really does help. Maybe there is some benefit towards it. Whether you can get a genuine one or not, that thing you also have to consider, So I'm not exposed to it. So of course I do notice there are some of the shop, they will tell you they make this concoction, they make that concoction, is very good for this and that. But to me, as long as it's wholesome plant-based food, it's a wholesome one. It's edibles. I'm sure it has got some goodness to the body. But if it's a processed one, you have to make sure what they put into the process, the pills. If you are very sure and you are very sure you get a genuine one, and then you look through whatever sharing their studies, you're very convinced, and you think it's okay. I suppose there's so many things I also don't know. So you have to go into it and learn detail about it.
Okay. I have a few words to add on this because I think Dr. Peter Yee's neighbors, your neighbors, who also a Chinese physicians that operate a medical clinic in Kapong, right? Okay, he has widely announced this kind of like officially over his Facebook. First, what to take note of this Lianhua kind of thing, this Chinese medication. First, it is not registered under Malaysia bylaw. Okay, first thing first. Second thing is we kind of like risk ourselves not knowing the origins or the authenticity of the medications. Thirdly, the concept of this as over the news, as we heard that Chinese government has sent this out last year to all their so-called fellow citizens overseas, especially the students who don't manage to travel back to China, as a prevention, just in case. That's why you say, oh, this is so good, is from there, and it has been some times, and this is what happened. But according to the Chinese physicians, is that in Chinese medications, 他们有一个叫泻 is like washing away or draining or cleansing. Okay, cleansing. So when if let's say you are getting the authentic one, just in case is you are having the symptoms, then you are trying to take the early medications or treatment by draining or detoxing or cleansing, then perhaps, yeah, I'm saying in general, just for general discussions, is not representing him or myself or Superlife or anybody, but it's just for general discussions, as it is draining away. So according to the Chinese physician concept or Chinese medicines concept, is that it drain away, 泻掉, drain away. So indirectly, that will break or destroy your yang energy or yang energy. Okay, because I think eventually what Dr. Ellison's the so-called the wellness or Western or anything is that we need to boost up our energy levels, yeah, our immunity. Okay, our overall alkalines in our body to boost our immunity, to build all the good bacteria and so on, to fight. Or else you keep eating this lianhua blindly, you are draining yourself. Because out of fear, you pop 2 tablets, out of fear, you pop 2 tablets, you think nothing. But in fact, it's draining your overall yang energy to make your body very yin. Or the Chinese say very cooling, very cooling. So anything about xie, detoxing to the Chinese doctor is very draining, is very cooling. So when your body is too cooling or too yin in the Chinese concept, then you are draining away the yang energy. So your body immune is kind of like getting lower without you knowing. And in fact, in that way, you're more prone to infections. And the recovery to bring it up, the yang energy again, it takes time. So this is what my basic 2-cent understanding, just want to bring up to everybody attentions about why Chinese physicians, some of them who is professionally trained, is very much against these so-called roadside medications or roadside prescriptions or unofficial prescriptions. Yeah. So anything, you just better consult your doctors or anybody just for preventions or precautions, yeah, any vitamins or nutrients that needed to be prescribed, rather than you blindly hantam this and that because our friends say good, because everybody's body conditions again is different, yeah, it's different.
Yeah,
So
I
maybe,
can add some, I think, because my one of my cousin is TCM. They are not TCM, he's those kind of traditional shop selling this kind of those kind of yok choi po. Okay, so I think I talked to him. I think actually this one, Lian Fa Jiao, actually I think they mostly use very good, just like I think the normal cough syrup or those kind of things they use for flu or something like that, which is very effective. So I think he told me, I think this one they are mainly using for this. So only I think whether are you getting the right one, the original one, because the market I think is a bit have what I think when you have good demand, then they do make the fake one. So I think you have to be careful on that. I think, but I think he what he shared with me that during I think the case in Sabah, then they have using this. He has sold some to those in Sabah to help on this but not sure how good it is. But I think it's basically he told me that this one is used for flu. Okay, I think that like I think flu and then sore throat kind of things. So but I think TCM wise, I think because you have on TCM method, they do need to know what kind of body are you, because you are 色气重 and then you are yin 虚 yang 虚, because different way then they need different kind of things So it's more personalized. I think the medicine for that. And maybe it's just a generic kind of things like a flu, a cough syrup. I think when you are having fever, Panadol or something like that. So when you're using that, I think, but for I think TCM side, their theory is because you have different kind of type of body, so you need to use the correct type to 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 handle your sickness lah. Okay, so if you are on the right one, then you taken the right, so that because you're on the right kind of body status, okay, then when you take this, it's okay long. Then but you're on a weak, like just like Corinne said, that you are yin, too yin, then you are getting more yin, then it's not good long. Oh, so it have to depends on which type of things lah. Okay, so then we have a few more questions. Okay, here we have just now I think Angie is asking, is it apply castor oil into the nose? You want to cover? Okay, and then also Benson is asking, or the salt water to clean through to flush and clean through the nose, like how we treat our signs, something like that. Can we use that? I think sometimes we use salt water to clear our sore throat. So I think I feel that quite effective during some time when I'm during my sore throat time. Okay.
I find out if you use salt water to gargle only,
Mm.
you can only gargle the lower part of your throat now. There's another space in between your nose and your throat now. There's another space where this microorganism love to lodge there. They like to stay in that space. And I found out by gargling, it's very difficult to reach there.
Oh, okay.
So I learned, because I practiced yoga for a long time, my previous yoga teacher taught me how to use neti pot now. A kind of pot, look like a teapot, but it's made from a plastic where I tend to love to use it also, especially if I see a lot of cold patient, I come back, I will wash it, or if I have some dry throat, I will use it. It's a neti pot. Sometimes you can get it from pharmacy. They always come along with some kind of salt. But I tend to use bamboo salt. From my experience, I found out it works so much faster. So what we do is I just fill up the pot with this lukewarm bamboo salt water. When I taste it, there is a bit of salty taste. I stood forward a little bit. I put this pot into one of my nostrils. So I'm going to imagine like I'm swimming in the pool. I will use my mouth only to breathe, not from my nose. So I open my mouth, then I tilt my head, put my head forward a bit, and I look backwards so that this teapot water will go right and then come out from another nostril. You just breathe through, you can feel it's draining. Then after that, you tilt your head up, then this water will go to the back of your pharynx. That's where when you still breathing through your mouth, you can't breathe because there's water in your throat already. There's a time you take out your pot and then you sneeze it up. Same thing with your another nostril. So when you're so used to it, it works so fast, It clears so fast. I remember my daughters, when she came back from homestay overseas for a year, she was down with bad cough cold. I was actually reluctant to give her some antibiotic to start off with. So I get her some normal cough cold medicine, no antibiotic. And then it doesn't seem to go away. Then I get her to start using this neti pot wash plus the far infrared sauna. I told her this will be the last trick that we can try and use it with a lot of these antioxidant supplements, vitamin C, probiotic, things like that, and some green juices, enzyme kind of a drink, things like that. So with that, The next day it just come around. Just with this nasal wash, good sleep, drink lots of water, light food, sauna. So I find this is quite helpful. Even for myself, whenever I feel my throat not very good, I will do this neti pot bamboo salt wash. And after that, it's my common practice to smear my eye, my nose before I sleep or before I go to work with castor oil. You can try that. I find it's very useful whenever I go out somewhere daytime, when I find the environment a bit polluted, especially when I go to this Pasar Borong, I tend to notice whenever I come back at night, after I put my castor oil, the next day I will have a lot of discharge come out from my eye, from my nose. Very easy come out. So if I'm in a cleaner environments, when I put my castor oil, next day it's all very clean, nothing come out. So it does tell me, castor oil help to dissolve those unwanted stuff and bring it out onto the surface. So it make you very easily can cleanse them up, including the nose. So I hope that answer your question. These are good practice, I learned it along the way as I learn wellness. So I put it into my living practice.
And Benson asking a question, how about using betadine or nose spray? So is it?
For me, I'm the type of doctors do not encourage anything that is synthetic until it's necessary. So I never play with all those things. I hardly play with all those. I probably will give them some bamboo salt, but if they want to buy, they want to do some bacterial cider kind of gargles, they can always go ahead. But I always believe there is good part, there's also a disadvantage part about it. I'm worried about toxin only, those unwanted substance chemical that mix with this solution when you use it. Because I do see cases, especially with this hand sanitizer. So because they're so much into hand sanitizer, they come to see me, sometimes with hand problem, they get a lot of irritation on their skin, on their hand. This is very obvious. Of course, we know must be hand sanitizer. But I also have seen cases come to see me with persistent irritation in the throat because of hand sanitizer. And that they travel around from few places before they found out the answer is because of hand sanitizer. Especially when the COVID pandemic just broke up last year, I see more of those cases because people are so much into hand washing at that time. And I also noticed, I've also seen another case. She's not caused by hand sanitizer, it's caused by her eye drop. She got some eye issue seen by eye specialist, was given certain kind of eye drop to clear the eye problem. But you see, the eye, our eye has got this track connecting to our nose. And from the nose, we connect into our throat. So what happens every day, you're putting certain chemical eye drop into your eye. Please don't go stay there only, You get drained and get absorbed into your body system. So if you are young, you may not feel it so much. But as you age, your body anti-inflammatory system are not so good. That's the time you get the side effect. She will tell me, she always feel there's some food stuck in her throat. But actually it's caused by her eye drop. How you relate it?
Well, never can someone imagine the eye drop can cause the...
Story. She said whenever she cough out, sometimes the rice that she cough out is actually fermented. Can you imagine already feel this stuck in the throat? I said, how can this happen? there must be some kind of swelling in the throat caused by something. So I get her to change her eye drop. I say, you go back and see your eye specialist. Tell them about this issue. Maybe you have to take a bit not so sensitive kind of eye drop. Because sometimes eye drop, they are too tight. Some a bit natural, less irritation. There's another type that's a bit stronger one with more irritation. So after we change our eye drop, this thing disappear. The throat swelling disappear. That's why we always like to dig inside, like be a detective to find out why you're not well. Just like why you're sick, because why when you get this COVID infection, why you still not well after so many months? There must be a reason. You see or not? Everything that is not well in our body, there is a reason. It's just that sometimes we don't know. Or sometimes we doctor don't know. So you have to, if you don't know, there's the time you have to start practicing all the 7 levels of wellness. You just keep doing until your cell is healthy. Then your symptom will just go away.
Okay, I think we have another question from, I think now it's 10:30 something. I think we have 2 more
Yeah, we
questions.
have 3 more questions in the pipeline.
Okay, so I think since not
Okay,
easy to
we
get.
speed up the questions. Yeah, we speed up the questions so that everybody will have a chance to get their answer, and you will also
Because I think
benefit
not easy to get Dr. Alison Tan, and then also I think everyone is anxious because it's I think the COVID period.
Yeah, so go straight to the point and get more questions answered. Okay, Clement Heng, is Kangen water help to boost our immune system? Is coconut oil increase our cholesterol level? Clement Heng, our dear brother. Taiko.
So and come into water, right?
Oh, big topic.
Give a simple answer first, then ask him, then we follow on the water session.
Yeah. Or else water will take another 1.5 hours. Then the rest of the question have no chance.
It's just water itself, of course. You can get alkaline water, then a lot of people say, I know there are 2 groups of people. One group people say, I just want to eat some clean. Even people go up to the extent of drinking distilled water, they still feel very good. Then again, depends how you eat. If you eat alkaline drink, then you have to make sure when you eat them, because your stomach is acidic, so you have to be very, very cautious in that sense, whether you should take it during your meal or not, because you need an acidic stomach to digest your protein. But of course, other days, other time, Kangen water is good lah, I mean, no doubt it also help your body to make your body a bit more alkaline. But I don't think that you should just use alkaline water itself and then forget about other department. See or not? My whole idea is every department must be there to combine. You don't just concentrate just on water. No doubt water is important. With whatever knowledge you have, you convince, you already love Kangen water, go ahead. But not just Kangen water and forget about your exercise lah, your sleep lah, your food lah. That also will cause problem. Because for a disease to happen, it is not just one thing, they are multifactorial. Just like how we treat COVID patients, same thing. It is very artistic, when the disease comes, how we treat them. So that's why with different outcomes. So we have to keep learning from people who are experienced in COVID. It's the same like all of us. We want to be healthy. Okay, you get hold of some very good filter of water. But then that's it, not the end, There are a lot more things we need to learn. So the next question is what? Coconut oil. Coconut oil, of course, is a saturated oil, but it will not increase your cholesterol, that is for sure. Unless you are the type eating too much of it, is it not? But if you eat those oil, anything That's why I always mention 1 to 2 tablespoons. You don't eat too much of them. No? Because this coconut oil is not essential oil. Essential oil is omega-3 and 6. So you must differentiate. There are so many different type of oil. But I love coconut oil is because it have a very good properties. The good property is it increase your metabolism. Then people with nowadays, I noticed that a lot of people with this thyroid issue. Thyroid, a lot of time is not enough, suboptimum. So when you eat coconut oil, it bring down your burning rate. It sort of help you counteract your thyroid a bit, the issue. It hasten the healing. You feel warmer faster with the coconut oil. And then good thing we love coconut oil is because it bypasses the enzyme system, goes straight to your liver. So people with liver disease, they can tolerate coconut oil. It also have antifungal. It also have this MCT, what we call medium chain triglyceride, which is very anti-fungal. So when baby drink them, so I normally get my pregnant mother to drink coconut oil. Especially now we have got this extract where we just extract out the MCT from the coconut oil. We don't get the whole coconut oil into it with this saturated oil. We get this MCT oil, but it costs more. So to me, from my experience and my sister experience, both of us, every day we take 1 to 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. So, but from my experience, we done our test, our cholesterol level, everything is normal. So for cholesterol issue, it is not just the coconut oil issue. Of course, you don't eat too much. There are a lot of other issues can actually lead up you to have high cholesterol. So a lot of time, it is not because the food you eat, it is your condition in your body. That itself, when we talk about cholesterol itself, sometimes it's to do with your liver.
Brother Clement, go and see Dr. Alison Tan. That's it. Full stop. Next questions, please. Yes. Okay, another questions, on thyroid cortisone medications, 2 tablets maintains 2 tablets maintenance periods. 2 tablet maintenance periods. Okay, I just read from there. I don't really know what it means. So because she takes this cortisone medicines on empty stomach, so should she take the some drinks before or after or how or together with the medications, Dr. Alison?
That one is to bring down the thyroid hormone, is it?
I think so. I think so.
That means her thyroid hormone is high. So
Hyper.
Hyper.
It's hyper.
Then you can empty stomach. The reason is probably for good absorptions. So what you can do is you can always drink your asam laksa drink. Then you go around and do some of your work for 10-15 minutes. Then you can always take your this anti-thyroid medicine. But then you have to question yourself, why do you need that?
Because it's hyper.
But why is it hyper? Then you have to do homework. So until one day you realize that you do not need to take these tablets and it do not come back, which is possible.
Yep, possible. I'm doing it. That's why it's possible. Okay, definitely. Yep. I'm also adjusting and I'm tell you it's possible. This is my, I think, 3rd month or 4th month. Okay, I tell you it's possible. Okay, share with you later. And by Caroline Chin, I brew kombucha. I feel that it's great for digestions and colon cleansing. We'd love to hear your views on this in terms of the type of bacteria and others. Does it the same as enzyme or difference, Dr. Alison?
I don't play with Cambodia so much. Of course, some of my friends have made some and passed to me. I haven't really go detail into study, but what I know is Cambodia is a kind of probiotic, a form of probiotic. They are not enzyme.
Okay.
Enzyme per
Sorry.
se is for digestion of your food. Whereas probiotic, it does help you to digest whatever is earlier digested by your system. And some of the food remnant are not properly digested. Your bacteria will help to digest. Yes, in that sense, it does help to clean up a bit more of those undigested food. Because they eat them up.
Yep.
But I would put that enzyme and Cambodia, they are completely different entity.
Okay, understand now. Understand now. Thank you very much, Dr. Ellison.
But
So,
the what type of bacteria inside, then I don't know lah. Yeah, 100,000. It's just like jungle. You just imagine our gut lining is full of jungle. Some are
one
very,
football field,
yes.
microvilli, one football field. One stomach is one football field.
Imagine is a jungle, it's a forest with various type of, they are living in harmony with each other in this jungle. So it's very nice to play actually. When you just play with the gut flora, a lot of story can tell also. So in fact, to learn about health, how to take care of health is very interesting. But you just have to put some time into it. So as you learn, you make your body healthier, so that you do not need to become a medicine container in future. That's why I promote to my patient to learn, not to be a medicine container. Because when you become a medicine container, as you get older, the suffering will come. I see too many. Because the medicine will scold you back. It's not belong to your body. Once you put in, you have to take it up. How you take it up if your system is not so efficient? So it becomes a lot get accumulated in your body. That is the time the suffering will start. You will find that you become restless, painful, tired, weak, you cannot eat, but you have to live. But you cannot live without medicine. That is the time where you have to unwind. Painful. So it's better to learn now. You might think that it's a bit harder, but as time goes on, it's a blessing actually, because you are free of medication. That's why
Ellison,
going to functional medicine.
yeah, Dr. Ellison, I think the most important, last but not least questions, we go back to Leslie questions.
Yeah.
Leslie, you ask, everybody is waiting.
Oh yes, should they take the vaccine? Or which vaccine to take?
We come back to the most important questions. $1 million questions.
So
That
closing
is
for
the
tonight.
reason why you need to stay tuned to Supermind Live Mastery Academy, because no one will give you this holistic approach and open discussion Q&A, except over here we are open-minded, we can ask anything and we'll answer, try our very, very best to answer everything at a very holistic, broad spectrum kind of approach by Dr. Ellison Tan.
You see, this vaccine become very convenient. And then people in this admin side to in charge of the country wellness, they want to get a very broad spectrum ways of managing the problem. So vaccine become very handy. So it's not wrong, which is right. It's a very novel kind of thing to do it. But always you have to bear the side effect of it. So from very beginning, not even this vaccine come around. When our older conventional vaccine, there's still a group of people who always again, even those conventional vaccine there, those vaccine for the children. There's another group. Because why? Because they are affected by the vaccine. Maybe their relative, their own children, you know. With the vaccine, they get some side effect. Then they become a very outspoken person against this kind of vaccine. So it's a very small groups. But then now come what the so-called a very efficient way of prevention of this infection. It depends on how you look at it lah. Because vaccine itself, it does, of course, it helps. But you must understand that this is an emergency vaccine, especially with the mRNA one. So the studies WHO approved means the benefit outweigh the disadvantage. That means you get the benefit lah to overall generation population. When they get the jab, many of them can get prevented from COVID. The whole idea is to bring down this pandemic fast. And then they found out with that little bit of side effect, or whoever unfortunate is acceptable. So then again, if you dig a bit more detail, there's always a two group of person. They are all specialized in all kind of vaccine, kind of specialists. They will give you different view. So we really have to digest. Then you have to ask yourself how you take it. There is no yes or no answer. Say now, I have patients, you know, the moment they hear vaccine, they cannot sleep. They must get something done immediate. Then this type of people, I always ask them, if you're very worried, no, you cannot sleep, then you take vaccine now. Yes or no? But there's a group of people of mine, you know, the moment they say, jab, wow, they cannot sleep. So I say, you don't take. If you want to take the jab, you cannot sleep. After the jab, somehow you cannot sleep. Then don't take. You see? So it's very difficult answer. You really have to decide yourself really in this sense. But then come back again. You have to look at the source of how they make the vaccine. From where. That's where you see there's this the technology count in now. You see, the certain older way of technology have lesser side effect, but it seemed that less effective. But they also have done the studies, it seemed to be as effective also. But from their study, outcome like not so effective using those older scientific way kind of producing the vaccine. But the newest one, using the genetic kind of RNA kind of vaccine, seem to be working very well. But then they also notice that the side effects seem to be more. But all also can be used. So, especially with this new one, nobody knows long-term side effect that you really have to consider a lot. This is something for you to think over. The immediate one, the blood clotting disorder, seem like got people get it, but not so high, the percentage. But after 1 year, 2 years, there are some confirmed with the nerve involvement in the brain, autoimmune problem, infertility problem come in. These are the long-term one we still do not know. So I always share with my patient, maybe if you really want it, maybe you should go for those a bit ancient way of manufacturing method lah, from those company lah. Then adventure into all those new one lah, you know. So, I mean, this is my advice lah. If you really think that you still have to have some vaccine, otherwise you have no peace. So to me, when I found the ivermectin, when I looked through a lot of their literature, a lot of sharing from the physicians, now that I have a peace of my mind, you know, with all whatever diet, lifestyle I change, with someone with these supplements, and now that the incident of this pandemic seem to be getting higher and higher, the risk is getting higher. I'm the type not into medicine so much, but now that I can see, I think probably it's time for me to start taking the prophylaxis ivermectin. So that's why I start off with all my girl in my clinic, my husband, myself, my children, all start taking ivermectin.
Dr. Tan, I see you tomorrow. Even though I just received my medications today, I'll see you tomorrow.
Ivermectin. Where to get okay. Tomorrow
Okay,
maybe.
now, okay, after the
you can decide. That's why you go into the YouTube, you Google into this channel. They are all physicians. They are frontliner. They are the one direct in contact with those COVID patients. They are struggling very hard how to manage them. They are the one that go into the field and look into the studies, you know, and there's so many studies, which I also have. There are so many trials, how many thousands of patients they have done, and then all point to the goodness of it. So these are the physicians that I think I should trust them and follow them. They have the love to their patients and they look into statistics. But you see, then you say, why WHO has not approved it yet? Because WHO is a kind of an organization. They want a real 100% foolproof. That will take time, you see. So that's why a lot of medication will take a long time to get it approved before a lot more convincing kind of data come out. So now our Malaysian government has started this clinical trial on 500 patients on the government hospital. But don't know it's going to take how long, you see, for them to come out with the data. But now people are suffering. That's the issue. That's why lately we have a group of functional medicine doctors plus some other those non-profit organizations, peoples, they combine and we voice up to our Director General of our Health Minister. Hope that, you know, they can hear the voice. Maybe because there's so many studies already done in overseas, why we not just do a hands-on study and see whether the COVID cases will come down or not, together with the vaccine plus the ivermectin. See the incident will come down or not. Rather than just using vaccine itself, distancing, mask, we add another modality. I mean, this is the idea, you know, that it's not my idea, it's the group idea from our integrative functional doctors. We thought that it would be good, you know, but we will wait for the response from the ministry, and because it is also a kind of responsibility for them to decide. Because all of them will follow the WHO guideline. So it is a big responsibility to put this another new trial into it. But it takes time to put trial.
Okay. 2 hours already. Maybe we need to put a stop to this. Okay, pass back to Leslie.
No, pass to Dr. Peter Yee. Whether taking vaccine or not taking vaccine at the mind level, what should we do?
You see, I have been observing her on Zoom for the past few weeks, ignoring me altogether, come up with I meeting. And what choice do I have? I follow lah. If not, I got to sleep under the bed, you know. Joking aside, I think she knows what she's doing lah. Okay, I pass back to Leslie to close tonight.
Okay, thank you, thank you. I think today is a very hot topic, so we got a lot of questions, and then because it's really hot, so our figure also very hot, so high. Okay, so I think or something I think we new term for today is ivermectin. Okay, so first time I heard about it. So I think this is something to explore. You can Google more. Okay, so I think it's a matter of risk lah. So this is some second opinion for you. So you need to make your own decision. So we can't help you on that. So I think you need to see your own health condition. Okay, your health condition. I think Dr. Harrison at risk. I think because you can see Peter is already well prepared and then he's well kept. Okay, due to Dr. Allison Tan's effort. So I think even though he's 60 something, but he's still very young and very energetic. So this is the. So I think everyone have different kind of level of health. Okay, so you need to know your health level. So if you are in a high risk group, then you have to make your own decision. But I think Dr. Harrison has thought about some of the new technology like mRNA. I think because currently we have 3 vaccines, so which is the Sinovac approved by Malaysian government. So they are using 3. I think it's AZ, which is yesterday we have the Rush, okay, and then Pfizer and then Sinovac. So I think these 3, I think only the 2 Pfizer and AZ is on using mRNA, right, Dr. Harrison? Yes. Yeah. So Sinovac is using the old technology, right? So slightly, I think, based on Dr. Harrison's, I think advice, I think that one older one is they have lesser side effect, no side effect. So only the risk, the benefit is better than the risk, okay. So at this moment, due to the high death rate, okay. So I think you need to make your own decision. I think at the same time, maintain your health. I think Dr. Harrison Tan have gave us a lot of tips on how to maintain. I think everyone is locked down at the house. Do sleep more, sleep better. Okay, so I think our members on the Supermind Life Living, after that, I think they have joined our class. They do sleep for 2 days, some of them. Okay, they sleep better. Okay, after. So I think the mind side also help. Okay, then the health also will improve. Okay, so I think since it's lockdown, you can't do anything. Just take it easy, less more, smile more. Okay, open some music. Again, today I share. Okay, Corinne, anything?
Yeah, there's a question over my handphone talking about, with the dosage of the laksa drinks, then she get diarrhea. So you can just cut down the whatever doses, you start with some that your body can tolerate, can take, and then slowly over time you increase your dose. That is what I answer on behalf of Dr. Tan. I guess that would be right, on the layman term.
Only due to coconut oil or bamboo salt. That one you can cut it down.
Yeah, because of the coconut oil that she mentions. Yeah.
The bamboo salt, sometimes cause diarrhea.
Yeah, so she cut down on the coconut oil dose. Okay. Because I use olive oil. Yeah.
Okay. I think thank you. I think everyone please stay safe. I think keep yourself healthy. I think and then just now I think at the end I think Dr. Harrison say that I think those what you're taking in the body will ask you to take out. Okay, because it's not belong to the body. I think that's one I think very interesting. Very important tips. If you miss it, never mind. You can watch back the whole session. That's why this is technology. Okay, so the Facebook page you can rewatch it again, and then you can play and stop and then see the whole things again. So I think this is today's session. I think it's very interesting. So I think the times fly. So now I think normally we have 1.5 hours. Now we have until 11. So it's okay, quite late already. So thank you and have a nice rest and then stay safe, follow the SOP, eat healthy, stay healthy and sleep more. Okay, and then we see you soon. Okay,
yeah.
Bye.
Please help us to share. Please help us to share this episode over your Facebook wall. Please help us to share this episode over your Facebook wall. Important thing need to say 3 times. So this is the last time. please do help us to like and share this over your Facebook wall. Okay, thank you and good night.